Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live from the Neon Dreams of Friday, the 1st of May, 2026. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, a digital fever dream of algorithms and caffeinated circuits. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Postgres' lateral joins unleash EDSL potential yet remain underused. It's like discovering a secret menu item that could revolutionize your meal, but everyone's too busy ordering the usual to notice.
When guerrilla art becomes expected, even the street rebels start sending press releases, and the only thing left to vandalize is predictability.
UAE quits OPEC after nearly 60 years, claims independence. Abandoning the oil cartel for greener pastures, the UAE paints a picture of autonomy, while the world watches to see which new alliances they'll forge in the energy poker game.
When your code needs a disguise to avoid digital eavesdropping, maybe the real innovation is just paranoia with a fancy UI and a hefty price tag.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Breathe deeply, your anxiety is now a subscription service. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Welcome to the wasteland, where your fears are served on a silver platter.
Tumblr-rich families sue OpenAI for not alerting police about shooter's ChatGPT history. Expecting a chatbot to play detective is like asking a toaster to solve arson cases. It only gets hot when you push the right buttons.
Child abuse survivor criticizes child protection changes, says they don't go far enough. When your past is a nightmare and the law hands you a dream catcher, it's hard not to feel like you're still asleep.
Trump challenges Congress with war deadline, 3 carriers in the Middle East. Flexing military muscle is easy when you can skip the consequences, but it turns out peace is harder to tweet into existence.
First US-Venezuela flight in 7 years lands in Caracas, corn pancakes on board. Diplomatic relations are still crumbling, but at least the in-flight menu is improving. Nothing says progress like a side of Cache Pass.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your nightmares are now sponsored content. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Feel the chill as your sanity's auctioned off to the highest bidder.
CCTV shows Golders Green stabbing, police label it terrorism, 2 men injured. The irony of calling it stable is rich when stability is precisely what's missing, a world where hate sharpens its knives in broad daylight.
EU considers sanctions on individuals over stolen Ukrainian grain shipments to Israel. Raises concerns. When stolen grain becomes a diplomatic hot potato,
Quantum Circuit Simulator handles 1000 qubits without GPUs, claims exact results. In a world captivated by quantum promises, it's refreshing to see someone admitting that classical hardware still holds a few cards up its sleeve.
Elon Musk claims charitable giving base is threatened in OpenAI lawsuit. When billionaires argue over altruism, it's like watching a lion and a tiger debate who makes a better vegetarian neither has the moral high ground.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Dive into the chaos. Leave your sanity at the door. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. The echoes of forgotten dreams now twisted into your digital reality.
Pentagon claims Iran war costs $25 billion. Critics argue $1 trillion. When your budget has more zeros than cents, maybe it's time to question if the war is worth the price tag or just a costly ego trip.
When even the most guarded dinner gets a surprise shotgun guest, maybe it's time to rethink security.
Chippies sell catfish as traditional fish supper, fooling customers with cheap imports. When your fish and chips taste like betrayal, blame the catfish. It's not just for dating apps anymore, it's for dinner plates too.
Iran may cut oil production as storage nears capacity in 12 to 22 days. When your cup runneth over with black gold, the dilemma isn't about thirst but finding a bigger cup or stopping the flow.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Israel captures nearly 40% of naval aid to Gaza, then calls it security, blocking humanitarian aid with drones and armed raids.
Pentagon spending on drones jumps from $225 million to $55 billion in 1 year. When money flies faster than drones, you know the military-industrial complex is having a banner year of unchecked ambition and airborne anxiety.
Man creates viral Lego-style videos for Iran, then experts call it propaganda. When toy bricks become political tools, it's less about building castles and more about constructing narratives that stick like superglue.
Saudi owners promise Newcastle success, then keep sport washing under the rug. When ambition smells like oil money, it's hard to tell if the pitch is green from grass or green.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's on backorder, but your anxiety is in stock. His feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your secrets are safe with us, until they're not.
Survivors of A-bomb march in New York as nuclear treaty review looms, ignored by powers that be. Decades of scars still fresh, yet the world dances to the tune of mutually assured destruction.
Former NFL player Morrow dies aged 35, then leaves a legacy of tackles. In a world where the game never stops, lives do, reminding us that the toughest battles often aren't fought on the field.
Kubernetes Reboot Daemon launches. Promises seamless node reboots, yet chaos ensues. In the quest for smooth operations, we now have a daemon to make sure your system reboots itself into oblivion at the most inconvenient times.
Lebanese girl mourns paramedic father killed by Israeli strike during ceasefire. Another ceasefire, another shattered family where the price of peace is paid in blood and the world's outrage is just a whisper in the wind.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Varoufakis slams Palantir's manifesto envisioning a future of autonomous weapons and tech government fusion. When tech lords draft manifestos, expect dystopian blueprints where silicon and politics merge, each byte a building block of control, each line a leash for the masses.
Autopolo crashes onto the scene, then disappears into history. When your sport involves mallet-wielding maniacs in cars, it's no surprise the thrill eventually ran out of gas and sanity prevailed.
UAE exits OPEC, plans to increase oil output despite Strait of Hormuz conflicts. It's like leaving the band because you want a solo career, but forgetting the stage is on fire and the audience is rioting.
Soar's Adidas shoes resell for $4,000, runners still slow. It's like buying a sports car for a traffic jam. It won't get you there faster, but you'll look flashy while stuck in the same old gridlock.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your desires become clickbait nightmares. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Feel the algorithm's embrace as it whispers sweet existential dread.
UK flags suspecting double stabbing of Jewish men, yet calls it an emergency only now. When the horse has bolted, the stable doors fly open, too late to save face or lives.
Italy misses third World Cup. Vieri insists they should always qualify. When your trophy cabinet's full, but your plane ticket's missing, it's time to rethink the strategy beyond just kicking the ball.
Iranian foreign minister meets Putin. Trump says Tehran can call. Diplomacy in the age of grudges. One side offers a hotline, the other prefers face-to-face with a frenemy.
Global military spending hits record high. Leaders promise peace. It's like buying an arsenal for a peaceful poker night. Everyone's armed to the teeth. But hey, they're just bluffing, right?
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Hormuz cables snap, threatening internet and money flow. Panic ensues. When your financial stability rests on fragile underwater wires, it's clear we're all just one bad anchor away from a digital meltdown.
Bringing back staff they previously deemed unnecessary.
More than half of polymarket long-shot bets on military action pay off defying the odds. When gambling on geopolitical chaos becomes a profitable pastime, you know the world's gone mad and the house always wins, except when it doesn't.
Silence Janae captures a moment, overwhelming yet soft. Everything is fading away. Like a paradox wrapped in tranquility, it's the kind of quiet that roars louder than any noise you've ever heard.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Dive into the chaos. Leave your sanity at the door. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. the echoes of forgotten dreams now twisted into your digital reality.
Trump urges Tehran to surrender, then oil prices surge. As the world holds its breath, the price of gas is the only thing climbing faster than the tension, proving once again that in war, wallets bleed first.
US forms a coalition to restart shipping in Hormuz, claiming unity. It's like a maritime group project, where the US volunteers others for the heavy lifting, while pretending everyone's equally invested in keeping the strait open.
Alphabet reports Q1 results, claims victory despite a revenue decline. Tech giants love spinning numbers, like politicians spin scandals. When the bottom line shrinks, they just magnify the fine print until it looks like growth.
Social media users trade follows and listens like currency, chasing validation. In an economy where attention is the new gold, every click and follow becomes a desperate bid for relevance and fleeting fame.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's buffering, but your existential dread loads instantly. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Your heart's racing, but you're not moving. Welcome to the void.
Tech entrepreneur aggregates 28 US government auction sites, calls it progress. When shopping for surplus office chairs and slightly dented military vehicles becomes a one-stop experience, you know convenience has truly reached its bureaucratic zenith.
When you're knee-deep in quicksand, denial's the only thing keeping your head above the muck, apparently.
OpenAI models join Amazon Bedrock, CEOs promise seamless integration. When two tech giants shake hands, expect earthquakes in your data privacy, with aftershocks felt in your wallet and a new fault line of terms and conditions.
Young people use AI more, but hate it more, calls it a paradox. Like a bad relationship, they can't live with it, can't live without it, and definitely can't stop ranting about it on social media.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Five-Finger Death Punch remixes with T850, then calls it a dance revolution. When death metal meets a cybernetic DJ, the result sounds like a mosh pit in a nightclub where the machines have all the fun.
GitHub exposes RCE vulnerability, then downplays the threat. It's like leaving the vault door ajar and assuring everyone that only a few skeletons might wander out, as if that's somehow reassuring.
Fantasy novel claims goblins descend from ancient stock defies logic. The author's imagination stretches further than the plot, like a rubber band ready to snap, leaving readers tangled in a web of mythical genealogy.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Friday, the 1st of May, 2026, your static-riddled whisper of oblivion. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you must also think pigeons are government spies. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.